Hey Capricorn, welcome to my channel. This is Truth Be Told Tarot, and I am here ready to serve you in giving you a monthly energetic reading using the tarot cards for the month of September. So we are going to just see whatever comes out for you, Capricorn, and yeah, go from there. So this is going to be like a free-for-all. Whatever spirit needs to say to you will come out to the cards. It could be related to you. Well, obviously all of this is related to you. It could be talking about somebody in your life. It could be talking about an external problem you're dealing with, an internal problem you're dealing with, or maybe words of encouragement. Literally, it can be anything. So it's just whatever's going to be the most important for you to know in the month of September, Capricorn, that's going to be beneficial. Like, you know, the whole reason we do tarot is to get a little perspective and information on what's to come or what's happening. So yeah, it's supposed to be a thing that is helpful in whatever way you need. So with tarot, you usually don't get what you want, you get what you need. And that is a message that I'm getting for you, Capricorn, already as I draw these cards. It's like the energy needs to be focused on you. Like you've been really fighting with I don't want to say fighting, that's a bit of a strong word, but you've been kind of dealing with the people around you, and it feels sort of like a struggle. You know, I feel like it's close to home, something with your heart space, like something that, I don't want to say breaks your heart, but there's something in there, Capricorn, that is breaking your heart, and you're having to deal with it by, you know, getting clear on what you need for your emotional health and well-being. So if you didn't notice that, as I'm shuffling the Knight of Swords, I think it was the Knight of Swords or Knight of Wands, and the King of Cups came out. So that's basically saying, like, it's time to really take care of you, boo, because these people that in your life that you want to have in your life, that you struggle to have in your life, it feels like a heartbreak to you, but really it's time for you to focus on you, find serenity in your own solitude, focus on your creative endeavors, because that's going to help turn the wheel of fate in your favor. And it'll happen quicker than you think. You know, once you implement these changes, it's going to happen quick for you, Capricorn. That's the feeling I'm getting. All right, so let's go ahead and draw the cards and see what tarot and spirit have to say. Those are just some channeled messages that I was getting for you. All right. For my lovely Capricorns for the month of September. Okay, spirit says this one. Wow, we're drawing from the bottom. Usually I draw from the top or the middle, but this time I drew from the bottom. Okay. One more card. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Let's get into this, Capricorn. You've got some interesting energy here. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Cups. Now in this deck, which is called the Everyday Witch Tarot deck, the Page of Cups looks like a young artist who is a bit sloppy and messy with his artwork. There's paint everywhere. Not all the paint things have their lids on them, but he is thoroughly enjoying whatever he's creating. And the reason why you can't see what's on that canvas is because that is for you to decide what you want to paint on the canvas that is your life. And this to me also is like falling in love with your work again, falling in love with the things that you love to do that are creative. And when I say creative, I'm not talking about like necessarily the typical art stuff like drawing, painting, sculpting, whatever. Those could very well be part of your life, Capricorn, big time. But also you can be creative in any aspect of your life. Like literally you can be an accountant and do your job creatively by having new ideas and problem solving and having the curiosity to have an open mind to allow new information to come in that will help you like tweak things here and there to make your life more smooth. So that's the Page of Cups to me. And it's like, yeah, that falling in love again, because right now I feel like you're kind of bored. You've been bored, and it's like the parts of your life, and I'm hearing home life, like maybe your home life is a little bit boring, or there's something that's like close to home that you kind of lost your passion for, but you're finding it again. You're finding it again, and the way you find it is by getting into your own energy, figuring out what you need, Capricorn. Yeah, because underneath the Page of Cups, which is on the bottom of the deck, is the Four of Cups reversed. And Four of Cups reversed is like boredom. And then underneath that is the Eight of Cups, which is like walking away from things that don't serve you on an emotional level. That's going to help you find love, feel the love, get in touch with your creativity, falling in love with what you do and with your time, like that's an amazing feeling, because that's like, what's better than feeling fulfilled? We all want to feel fulfilled. So it's like, how do you achieve that fulfillment? How do you step out of that boredom? How do you step out of the blah, the blues, the meh, I don't have the motivation or the energy to go do the things that I want to do, or maybe there's fear in the way. You fill in the blanks on the things on what's stopping you from going full board into the things you absolutely love to do. So that's that section. Now let's get into these cards that came out for you. So you have two major arcana here, which is pretty intense if you ask me. And let me scoot these over just a little bit. There we go. All right. So you have the Justice reversed and the Hermit. So your life is trying to balance itself out right now. The Justice card is the 11th card of the tarot. It's a major arcana card, which means that it's big energy. It's like beyond the day-to-day. It's like an overarching theme. And same thing with the Hermit card. So the Justice card, the reason why it's reversed is, okay, before I get into that, 11 is a number of synchronicity. It's a very powerful, spiritually connected number. It's a number of balance, of twin flame, of equal give and take. And the fact that it's reversed is telling me that things are kind of out of balance in your life right now. The Six of Pentacles, right before the Justice, we have the Six of Pentacles. That is another card of balance. However, this is like saying balance isn't necessarily 50-50, okay? Balance could be, 30-70. Balance can be different percentages going into different areas of your life. So on this card, this is a card also of charity. So like giving to the people around you, your abundance. But here's the thing is, this lady, she keeps most of the pentacles for herself. She keeps most of her resources for herself. However, she has the abundance to share with the people around her. So right here you have a student who needs money to buy more books, and she's like, here you go, have some money. This old woman is like, I'm too old to go foraging and for myself, I'm hungry, I need some food. And she's like, here you go, have a basket of food. I love this deck and this card because in the other deck, the more traditional tarot deck, you have the wealthy man in the middle and he's only giving to one person but not to the other person. In this one, she's giving to both. So that's the big message with the Six of Pentacles, is finding out what you need to do to balance yourself out, your resources, your energy, everything. I just heard the word finances in my mind, like balancing out your finances, only giving to the things that you have an excess in. And also, this can also refer to relationships. Like maybe you feel like you give more in the relationship than the other person. But here's the thing is, if you don't feel angry, if you don't feel resentful, if you don't feel irked, then that means that it's in balance. Now, if you feel those negative things, would be like the Justice reversed, literally. It feels like unfair. There's an unfair energy happening here where I feel like you're giving more than you're getting in a certain situation, or it's just like not something that you want. It's kind of cool that you have, so the next card would be the King of Cups upright, which to me is like the answer to this problem that you're dealing with. I see this reading in like two sections. You've got these three cards here and these three cards here. So it's like there's an issue about balance here, okay? And things feeling fair. And the solution to that is balancing out your emotions. Now, I'm not a doctor, but I just heard in my head that some of you may need to like consider taking medication to help you balance out your mood, whether that's medication like through Western medicine, going to the pharmacy and going to the doctor, or homeopathic medicines like ashwagandha tea and catnip, especially for women, is going to help balance out those moods. And when your mood is balanced, it's easier to allow things to roll off your back that needs to roll off your back. It's easier to pick and choose your battles and to figure out where you need to give more and where you need to pull back a little bit more. Right now, I feel like there's a little bit of resistance to being alone. Now, whether that's resistance internally or there's something on the external world, I almost feel like it's on the external world that's kind of preventing you from having very much alone time, Capricorn. It's like you want to have some of you, okay, there's different storylines. That's why I'm like stumbling over my words, because I'm getting like so much information all at the same time. So some of you Capricorns want to spend more time alone or need to spend more time alone, but there is something on the external world that prevents you from doing that. Then there's some of you Capricorns that don't want to spend time alone, but you need to spend time alone, but there's tons of distractions and people and fun things to keep yourself busy. However, Spirit is saying you need to get in touch with your emotions to balance out your give and take in the world with the people around you, and set some more clear boundaries of what you need in order to be able to figure out who's going to be in your life, who needs to stay in your life and who needs to go in your life. Because if you're giving and giving and giving in a situation and you're not getting very much back, you need to analyze that. Figure out where you're contributing to that issue, because I just heard accountability in my mind. So let me explain. So if your life feels a little unbalanced, or there's a relationship in your life that feels unbalanced, or there's something that is like unfair in your life, this could be literally like you're paying way too much for a home loan, or you're paying way too much on your car bill. There's something that's like way too over, and then something is like atrophying because you're dumping your energy too much into some other area. It's like the universe says, balance this out, please, so that we can move forward in our life, so that you can fall in love with your life again. You can fall in love with your creativity again. You can feel that abundance of love and joy in your life, because who doesn't want that? And satisfaction, like who doesn't want that? So there's some of you who are afraid to spend time alone and are avoiding it at all costs. And then there's some other Capricorns out there that desperately want to have alone time, but their life is got too much going on that would prevent them from doing that. Like, for example, if you live with a household full of people and there's always someone home, it doesn't really feel like you get very much alone time if there's somebody always home and you're always around somebody. So there's that. And then there's also like, if you do have time alone, it's almost like you're desperately looking for something to fill that empty time with, so you don't have to spend time with yourself. Also, this is saying that when you do have time to yourself, learning to really enjoy that time by yourself, really get deep into like reading a good book, having a glass of wine, pamper yourself, make yourself feel like a garden goddess or a garden god, like male or female, doesn't matter. Like making yourself feel abundant by eating good food and spending time taking naps and reading a good book and just really pampering yourself and making yourself feel like you love yourself. Do you love yourself, Capricorn? The answer is pretty easy to find depending on how you spend your alone time. So this is saying like whatever resistance or issue or blockage that's preventing you from really enjoying your alone time, that needs to be corrected as well, as far as the balancing out of in your life. The Hermit card is at the very end of this reading here, and this is saying like you're going to be able to find the answers within. You're going to be able to find what you need to do, where you need to go, how you need to proceed with the relationships in your life, and the way that you handle your own self and your own energy and your own finances and your own literally anything and everything by going within, having that alone time, spending time in nature. Maybe you need to go camping on your own just to feel what it feels like to just be in your own energy for a time, extended period of time, whether that's like a day or a few hours if that's all you can manage, whatever. There's a wisdom deep within you, Capricorn, that is just dying to come out. It's the universe is trying to guide you to balancing out your life, and that's by learning to enjoy your alone time, not feeling like nobody loves you, not feeling like your life is a hollow emptiness when there's no input from other people. That's something that's really important that I'm really getting, because all the upright cards are what you want. Like, look at these upright cards here. Let me make sure it's in the camera view. Okay, it is. Yeah, so this says equal give and take. And remember what I said about equal give and take. It's not necessarily 50-50, but there needs to be more of a give, some of you need to give more. Now, whether that's giving more to the people around you, your energy, your time, your resources, or you giving more to yourself, I'm feeling like you need to give more to yourself in a loving, balanced way, because the King of Cups, the wonderful thing about the King of Cups is it doesn't matter how tumultuous the water is around him, he knows how to be chill. He knows how to say, you know what? We're good here. I know how to handle this. He literally handles his emotions like a boss. He doesn't let anything ruffle his feathers, okay? And the reason why is because he has done the journey of going within and figuring out where he needs to have boundaries, where he needs to say yes, where he needs to say no, and then moving forward in that area of life. So let's go ahead and pull some clarity cards on these reversed cards that I'm concerned about. I want to see if we can get a little bit more information about that. And just look, I got the same deck, but it's like a mini version. I think it's so cute. I love it for clarifying. It's one of my absolute favorite decks, and it just fits so easily in the hand. I just love that. Oh my, okay. So this wanted to pop out. This is the Queen of Wands. This is saying like, be good with yourself. Be good with yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in your beauty. Believe in the gifts you have to offer the world. That going back to that Six of Pentacles. Believing that you are abundant. Believe that you have all the energy, resources, time, money in the world to be able to make your dreams come true. Tame your inner dragon. That's also a message that I'm getting as well. Like, stop and smell the roses if you have an extremely busy life. Like, slowing down, allowing yourself to see the beauty that is your soul, Capricorn. I don't care. Like, I don't care what's happening on your external world. Well, I do care what's happening on your external world, but understand that the way other people react to you, the way that the external world reacts to you does not tell you your worth. You tell yourself your worth, but guess what? Your worth is innate. Just the fact that you're alive, walking around as a soul with a human flesh body is amazing. Like, think about how many miracles had to happen just for you to exist, okay? The fact that we're even on this planet and it's flying through space perfectly in balance with the moon and the sun so that we don't burn up, and the fact that we have an atmosphere to be able to breathe and be alive is pretty fantastic. But anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent here. Let's continue our clarifying cards. So a clarifying card, please, Spirit, for the Justice reversed. Why is the Justice reversed? It says this card. There's been conflict. Okay. there's been conflict and you're feeling kind of lost with choices. Like maybe you have a lot of choices on your hand. Like, what, I could go do this, I could go do that. I literally have, the world is my oyster, even if you don't necessarily feel that way. Or maybe you're like, well, I only have this many resources. I don't know what to spend those resources on that's going to be the most beneficial for me. Especially when it comes to emotional matters. Like, who do you invest your emotions in? Who do you invest your energy in? Do you trust people? Do you love people? Do you love yourself? Do you trust yourself? The fact that the Five of Swords came out for the Justice card, this is a winning at all cost card. So there is an imbalance with the Five of Swords because 5 is not a number that you can equally split into 2 unless you get into the fractions, but we're not going to go there because fractions, you know. But anyway, I'm sure some of you are really good at math. That just popped into my head. Capricorns and math, whatever. Anyway, yeah, this is a card of winning at all costs. You see this woman here, she's like, I know what I'm doing. Everybody just needs to step back and let me do it. And these two women are like, well, we have valid input as well, but you're not listening to us. And so they're just sad because they didn't want to produce swords, but this woman did. And she's like, well, screw you guys. I'm going to make swords. And they're just like, but we wanted to make other things as well, not just swords. So like this woman kind of like spoiled this potion that they worked so hard to build. It's almost like she commandeered the energy of the situation and like made it her own at the expense of everyone around her. So that is basically like where the linchpin is as far as like where the imbalance is happening, is there's a winning at all costs kind of energy in your life. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing because like the positive side of the Five of Swords is that it's a card of change. Like sometimes you have to bruise a few egos in order to get where you need to go. But there is a fine line between having boundaries and going for your dreams and having to maybe step on a few toes along the way, compared to I'm going to climb over your dead body if it's the last thing I do to reach my goal to get to the top. So like there's a fine line between winning, like having the tenacity to make your dreams come true versus screwing other people over just so that you can get what you want. So that's something to be aware of as far as like something that's potentially out of balance in your life. Now, this could be your energy, Capricorn, or it could be somebody else in your life. But this feeling that I'm getting really, really strongly is like, it's time for you to take accountability for the way you've been contributing to the unfairness in your life. Even if it's like predominantly somebody else causing unfairness in your life. Like if you could point the finger at somebody and say, well, he's the problem or she's the problem or this situation is the problem. That may be true, Capricorn. That is very valid. Listen to yourself, listen to your emotions. However, there's another flip side to that because you're involved somehow. So looking at yourself and your actions, your choices, your emotional state of well-being and how you contribute or not contribute to the situation is really important to take into consideration as far as empowering yourself in order to make the changes necessary to balance your life out so that you can feel like so you can feel good again, basically. So that's that Justice card. So now let's go ahead and pull some clarity cards for the Nine of Pentacles, because I'm curious why also that's reversed. So we did that one. Now let's do the Nine of Pentacles. Spirit, clarifying card for the Nine of Pentacles, please. Reversed. Nine of Pentacles reversed. Why is this card reversed for Capricorn? Says, well, it says this card, but there's too many cards. One card, please. Let's do just one card. Okay. All right. Yeah, you're kind of, oh my gosh, you might not look, Queen of Wands. I think that's going to be the energy you need to embody in order to correct the imbalances in your life. So like feeling safe and secure in your own energy, like becoming your own soulmate, basically, learning to love yourself, but not in a way that's egotistical or like I'm better than you, blah, like, you know what I mean? Like being humble as far as like your awesomeness is. And also, oh my gosh, I just noticed there's a tiny little hummingbird right here. I don't know if you can see that because these cards are tiny, but hummingbirds are a symbol of joy. They are joyful creatures, because think about it, like, what does a hummingbird eat? They eat nectar. What is nectar but literally the sweetest part on the most beautiful part of a plant? It's like the flower on a plant is literally like the final manifestation of beauty. When a plant is in like bloom, full bloom, that's when the hummingbird comes and drinks the nectar. It's literally the sweetest part of the sweetest part of the plant. It's like the cream of the cream. Like, you got the cream of the crop, and then you've got the cream of the cream of the crop. That's what this is saying, like realizing your self-worth is innate and bossing up in that energy and really truly believing in yourself, but not in an egotistical way and not a I'm better than you sort of way, or I know best, and closing yourself off from listening to other people, like that Five of Swords card that came out for the Justice. So keep that in mind, the fact that that's on the bottom of the deck. Now, yeah, because you have the power to make these choices for yourself. Okay, now, as far as the Nine of Pentacles, the reason why that card is reversed, which is basically struggling to spend time on your own, and we already went over that, you have the Five of Cups reversed. Now, the Five of Cups is a card of crying over spilt milk. It's basically a card of being ungrateful for what you have, because she is like so distraught and disturbed and just so like devastated that she spilt these 3 glasses of wine. And she's like, oh my gosh, it's just going out to the ocean. It's gone forever. Goodbye. Like, wow, it's never going to be the same again. Like, everything's ruined. However, her cat, because each one of these cards have a cat with accompanying the person on the card, the cat is sitting on this party table saying, hey, look over here. There's 2 other glasses here and a full bottle of wine, plus these balloons and this lobster and this great like banquet spread. And if only she would get up and turn around and see all the blessings in her life that she has, instead of focusing on what she doesn't have. That is going to help so much in being able to be able to go to that next level within, to tap into that deep well of wisdom that you have, Capricorn, in order to figure out and find where you need to balance your life out, what energies you need to pull back on and give a little bit more on in the external and the internal world. So the fact that it's reversed is saying like you're stepping out of that energy, whether you like it or not, because the Hermit card is another major arcana card that is like big energy. It's beyond the day-to-day. It's like the overarching theme of your life. So it's also like, it's like a fated card. So it's your fate to be drawn deep within, to find that inner wisdom, that love, those boundaries, that healthy self-esteem, that humility, that shedding of the ego, basically, to allow yourself to basically be reborn on an emotional level. This is really important, because once you change within, I just heard Esther Hicks in my mind, Abraham Hicks. If you've ever listened to Abraham Hicks on YouTube, like if you haven't, Google Abraham Hicks and listen to some of her stuff. She's a channeler and channels some pretty intense energy with a lot of deep truth. Basically, it's about really, once you change with your emotional state of well-being within, your external world will bloom and blossom, and you'll be able to feel that consistent joy. It'll be more like even-keeled and more long-lasting for you, Capricorn, okay? So, wow, this is a pretty deep reading. I was not expecting this at all, but, I really don't know what to expect. So it's just really interesting what comes out for each sign. And you, Capricorn, are finding your self-worth and balancing out what you need to balance, and correcting the injustices in your life, and taking accountability for yourself and your actions by going within and figuring out where your truth lies. Okay. All right. So two things before the end of the reading, before the end of this show, the reading. I'm going to pull a couple oracle cards for you. I'm going to pull, if I can find it, an animal oracle deck, or animal oracle card from the animal oracle deck. And I love this deck. It's gorgeous. And I'm curious to see what animal spirit is working with you. Okay, wow. So that one definitely wants to speak. I feel like I need to pull one more for some reason. So we're just going to do that. What animal is helping out my Capricorns? Okay. Oh, okay. It's just like, whoop, here it is. Whoop, there it is. All right, so let's see. This one landed on the Six of Pentacles. So this one's going to help you out with like the give and take, the equal give and take, that balance, that self-worth, all that stuff, especially when it comes to like balancing out your external environment, your money and all that stuff. So we have the white stag. Wow. So this one says, it's the protector. It says, you are an old soul. Your best friend is nature. Use your intuition to take you where you want to go. Awaken to the powerful force within you. You are meant to create blessings with your magic. Wow. So whatever it is that you do, that you love, that's on that creative aspect or that creative spectrum that I was talking about, that is literally your magic, and it creates ripple effects out into the world that just causes blessings for other people. Who wouldn't want to do that? Like, you want to talk about fulfillment. It's so much easier to feel fulfillment when you are taking care of yourself and have abundance enough to share that with other people. So using your intuition to take you where you need to go. That's literally what the Hermit card is asking you to do, is to go within, find the time to go within, to figure out where you stand on an emotional level and balance that out. So that, and also the fact that I just heard the spirit is protecting you. You have a spirit guide, you have a person or a guide on the other side, that is protecting you, and they are coming in really, really strong right now. Like they want to let you know that they love you and that they're sorry they couldn't be there for as much as they wish they could have. I feel like this is an ancestor or a relative that's on the other side. They love you and respect you and want you to learn to respect yourself and have that humility and that power to realize that you have what it takes to pour white healing light into the world. Whatever it is you do, you pour your healing energy into it, and it is meant to change lives, cause miracles, and you're being protected and guided at this time. That's what I'm getting with that card. So the other card that came out is the lizard, regeneration. Wow, that's really powerful. So it says, as a survivor, you are unparalleled. No matter what happens, you can adapt. Embrace your transformation. Put on your new cloak. You are a master of regeneration. This is what you're doing. This process right here is literally you transforming, you regenerating into a new version of yourself, because it's time to let go of that old story. It's time to let go of the old lack mindset. It's time to let go of the negative self-belief systems that have caused you to have these imbalances in your life, whether it's on a physical level, emotional level, material level, mental level, it doesn't matter. Like any level that's out of balance, it's asking to be rebalanced so that you can have a renewal. Adopt these energies. They are going to help you. Pay attention to if you see lizards or deer or stags or bucks out in the world, like that is spirit speaking to you. That is your ancestor speaking to you. That is your loved ones that have passed on speaking to you. They are trying to communicate with you. If only you would pay attention and listen. So there you go. All right. One more oracle card. And this is going to be from the Whispers of Healing Oracle deck. I love this deck because one, it's beautiful. I mean, that's kind of like a must for me. It must be beautiful to my liking. And also, this is like a healing modality that you can adopt, especially in the month of September. That's going to help you so much. This is going to help you get in connection and get in touch with the things that you need to do with your life. Okay, so what healing modality, Spirit, is going to help my Capricorns the most in the month of September? It says this one. Okay, well, look. Boundaries. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. All right, let me just put that away there. Get some of this cleared out. So, okay, it's literally another number 5 card. Like, you're in the middle of a transformation right now. You're in the middle of regenerating and becoming anew. The fact that there's a peacock here, but the peacock isn't like fanning out and being all like, ooh, look at me, look at me. It's not necessarily the center of attention. However, it is still a peacock. So the fact that she's got a handle on this peacock, she's literally holding it in her hand. She's got a handle on her ego. She's got a handle on her awesomeness. She believes in herself. She believes in the beauty of this peacock. The fact that they're like looking at each other, I'm really drawn to that. And there's a pathway. It's like you're being led down this pathway into this beautiful garden. Your inner child is going to wake up. You're going to feel nurtured again. Your heart is going to sing. I feel like there's a feminine energy on the other side that is your guiding, like your protector, your guiding. One of your guides is a feminine energy of some kind. I hear ancestor, I hear loved one. So I don't know if you've lost anybody in your life, or maybe it's like a great, great, great grandma, who knows, but there's some feminine energy that's really trying to help you learn to nurture yourself, have those boundaries, and create balance in your life so that you can feel so full of life and so rejuvenated and so alive and full of joy. So I'm going to read from the book, The Boundaries Message. Okay, so let's see, number 50. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. Let's see here. Here we go. Oh, I didn't even notice until I saw this picture. It's holding a clock. So basically, you have all the time in the world to figure this out. It's just how committed you become, how dedicated you become to your own healing journey is how quickly you're able to move on. I heard the word accountability again. The more accountability you take for your choices and your actions in how you've contributed or not contributed to the situations that are less than favorable in your life, will speed up the process. So anyway, okay, let me read this. It says, strong boundaries are necessary for you now. Decide what you do and do not want in your life. In regards to your healing, this is more practical than you might realize. If others are interfering with your well-being or impinging on your ability to care for yourself, take notice and make the needed changes. Imagine digging a moat or creating an impermeable border around your body, your home, or your workspace to create the space you need. You have gone through a tremendous period where many aspects of your life have been altered. It is imperative to honor your limitations and acknowledge that you need to take better care of yourself. People might mean well, but miss the cues when you aren't up for long visits or extensive phone calls. You don't need to make excuses. Let others know you are making changes to better support your energy and healing. A woman holding a peacock stands next to a distinctive boundary. Notice the maidens on the other side of this boundary. The presence of the maidens may signify the level of commitment you have towards your new resolve in your self-care. Literally, what was I just saying? Wow, okay. Wisteria is draped around the background. Wisteria represents a time of learning. It is important to put yourself first. Your true friends and family will respect the boundaries you put in place. Wow. Literally, all in a nutshell, right there. Like, you could literally skip this whole reading and just listen to me read that and you're good to go. But of course, getting into some nitty-gritty details is always really fun too. So thank you so much, Capricorn, for being here with me. I really appreciated you spending time with me. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, the bell button, and subscribe for more. I definitely am going to be doing monthly readings every month indefinitely until, I don't know, what I just feel really called to share the messages that Spirit has for you to the world, and you're part of that. So welcome, and I'll see you next time. Okay, Capricorn? Love you. Bye.